National Space Council under the chairmanship of Vice President Mike Pence. This council can guide American space policy in the direction I assert we should be moving, to regain and retain U.S. leadership in space. Our nation has suffered by not having an energetic, resolute, and true trajectory for NASA's exploration program. That given, here's my vision for the future. From a U.S. leadership position, we need to pull together space-capable nations to forge a partnership. I call it a global Moon-Mars coalition of nations, including China. The United States should stand forth as the experienced and essential leader of this coalition of countries determined to access space. By forming this international coalition, we will decrease for all the cost of many activities in Earth orbit and at the Moon in preparation for our missions to Mars. But let me be blunt about something. I have a major message to ground control, and, for the most part, ground control is at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. My communiqué consists of 2 words: fiscal responsibility. Also, as in Apollo, an authoritative, independent advisory group should be available to those at NASA headquarters and others who are blueprinting the future, with the intent of furthering a global space coalition. Space control should be in Houston, Texas, a mission control to be independent from politics. There are major decisions to be made, whether about the utility of what's dubbed the Lunar Orbital Platform Gateway that's now in vogue, or how long to keep the International Space Station, ISS, on a financial lifeline, or the proper utilization and future of NASA's Orion spacecraft, and also NASA's new big booster, the Space Launch System. Great stewardship of these programs is necessary. Otherwise, we will eat up every piece of the NASA budget, and we won't get anywhere. As we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the landing of Apollo 11's Eagle, the spacecraft that got Neil and me down to the Moon's surface safe and sound, let's rekindle that momentum of progress. I see any number of Eagle landers in the future. There's a clear opportunity to do that. I am proud that I have championed the call for establishing a permanent human settlement on Mars over the decades. Perhaps, on this historic occasion of saluting the first human landing on the Moon, we need to signal future goals, those that inspire and draw upon the wherewithal of the global space community to push forward, not only to Mars, but beyond. There is a historical legacy, and we humans need to live up to that heritage. Our Moon, as you can read throughout this book, is a world in waiting. How we utilize Earth's celestial neighbor to further space objectives is yet to be determined. What I do know is that beyond returning to the Moon, occupying Mars is a task like no other. That undertaking, I firmly believe, can unite the great nations of the world in a cooperative, beneficial way. We can set sail to Mars, eventually putting in place a flourishing civilization step by step. This peaceful pursuit is unparalleled in history. It is time to place spacefaring nations on that unified trajectory. I pride myself in supporting far-sighted goals and objectives, a mandatory trait of space exploration planning, but I never forget that failure is an option. Reminder: don't get bogged down wearing 180 pounds of moon suit. Let's roll up our sleeves and make the future happen. Chapter 1. The Moon. What's the attraction? In the mid-1950s, it was easy to fly to the Moon. All you needed was a ticket to Tomorrowland. Walt Disney himself called this portion of Disneyland a vista into a world of wondrous ideas, signifying man's achievements, and a step into the future with predictions of constructive things to come.